It's so unlike. Yep, I sure did just push that button. Whoops. My bad. Let me give you a thumbnail. You ain't gonna know. Oh, I didn't even finish it. No wonder I didn't do that. No. My bad. Hey, Miss Santana. Sorry, I didn't even put my thumbnail up. And put it up. Let me just put that thing up real quick. Oozy boo. Oozy boo boo boo. PNG. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Howdy do. Thought we would finish up what we started yesterday. That coffee cold as shit. Hey, Jay Muffet. What's up, Jay Muffet? How you doing, Jay Muffet? Miss Santana. Ooh. How the heck are you? There it is. Okay. There it is. My bad. B. Lewis, hey boo. What's going on? What's going on? What's poppin'? Don't mind me just watching. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Da, 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 da. Let's see. How is everybody doing? How is everybody? Here we go. Jeanette, what's going on? Girl, dad cooking up deliciousness. What's up, boo? What's poppin'? Gino Thomas, hey, hey. How come you're not on Nancy Guthrie's trial? Oh, I've heard about that. Wait. The trial, that's not a trial yet, right? Her mom is still missing, right? Guthrie, that's the one who's like the news chick, right? And her mom is missing? Yeah, that ain't no trial or nothing yet. They have no idea who that person is. That is interesting though. Like her mom went missing. For some reason, people started saying like that she got took. But then they started walking that back and saying, no, we never really said she got took. And then internet sleuths took over. And then they ended up arresting some random guy who had nothing to do with nothing. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking maybe she just wandered out of the house. Like, it seems like she could have wandered out of the house, you know. But either that or she's somewhere on the property and they just can't find her. I don't know. But it's an interesting thing, you know. Oh, hey, Big Bitch. They call me Big Mitch. Larry Hoover, women at work. Ow, hallelujah. Benny Blanco into his house. What's up, baby? How you doing, Churn? Jeanette, hey, boo. AKA Oh wait, no. It says A. Oh, it used to say something else, and then I would say AKA Jeanette, right? So I'm like, wait a second, that's the same. I was about to say AKA Jeanette. Ooh, what's up? What's up? Wait, how did I get here? AKA Jessica. Yes, honey. I can't call it. I know that's right. You know what I say when people ask me how to be like, how you doing? How you feeling? Or how's it going? Or whatever. I'd be like, you know what? I say, I'm hanging in there. I don't know why I say that. I used to say great. I used to just lie and say great. I'd be like, wonderful. Oh, me? Oh, great. Just couldn't be better, really. Really. If you think about it, couldn't be better. Hey, Drewski, what's up, baby? Hey, Drewski, how you doing? Did you hit the like button? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Yeah, better head. I'm making some red emojis in the chizat. You know what I'm saying? While I do my thizzing. You know, all my little shtiz that I gotta dizzle. Ooh. Mm. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Someone Guthrie knows was involved, probably. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. There's something fishy about it. You know, it almost makes you think, you know what I was thinking about when I saw the guy who they arrested? I'll tell you what I thought when I saw the guy that got arrested, and he was like, I didn't even know who she was. I thought to myself, are we sure she ain't been missing? Like who? What if the people who are saying that they last saw her didn't last see her then? Like, what if she been missing? You know what I'm saying? But they're just like, shit. We never. You know, we gotta claim. We gotta say she's missing so we can start the clock on. You know, on the getting the deaths to getting them to just go ahead and say she's, say she dead. So for whatever reason, like maybe insurance reasons or something, just throwing out some thoughts here, right? And then, and then like some weird family member who, like that is trying to like they has some kind of plottiness. I think it's like I don't know. It just gives it gives the feeling of inside job. They definitely do. Like, I mean, like they don't want to say they ain't seen her because they were supposed to be looking after her, but what? So then they're like, oh, plus she has this medicine where if she don't have it in like 12 hours, she's gonna die. So then that'll speed up the whole thing of when they be like, okay, well, it's been that long we found her, so she's probably dead. So we can go ahead and mark her as dead, and then y'all can collect this here money. I don't know. My brain went to a bunch of different places when I seen that. That should tell you. You see all that stuff I thought? Yeah, I thought all that stuff. Okay. All right, focus, mama, focus. Push the buttons. Do the things so that you can start. I'm tripping, actually. I can always just start while I do the thing. I always act like I have to wait. I do. I always do. Benjamin, what's going on, baby? Ooh, greetings, everyone. Yes, 100, 100, 100. Yes, give me some red emojis in the chat. Do it. Do it. And hit the like button like this girl said. This girl said hit the like button. And that's why you got to do it, because this girl has said it. This girl has said you got to hit the like button. You got to do it. What you mean, why? Because this girl said so. Ooh, Benny, what's up, baby? I got a Benny and I got a Benny. Yes, huh? Hanging in there, you know what I'm saying? Making it do what it do. Existing as much as I can. Waking up and being like, oh, it's still like this. Maybe tomorrow, yes, huh? Maybe tomorrow could be different. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow will be better. Maybe the humans won't human so much tomorrow. Oh, it's disgusting. Whenever I think about it, I just get more and more. I just sink into the sunken place. I don't understand why humans are allowed to human this way. Like I feel like the aliens should come and grab assholes, Like when you become a menace and just a hateful piece of shit. Like I feel like the aliens should come and just grab you. What y'all think? That sounds like a plan, don't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the Lord ain't gonna do it. The Lord just watching. The Lord see this and he just like, it's all right. It's not that bad. Come on. Come on. You'll be all right. And I'm like, I'm just not gonna be all right, Lord. I'm just not. So maybe the aliens could come and snatch the motherfuckers. Just come and get them. Just snatch them up. But I also want to watch them flail in the sky as they're taken up and apologize and be like, okay, I'll stop being a dick. I promise, please. And then I want to be like, too late. Take them. Oh, it would be so great. Oh, come on, aliens. Come on. We needed something different anyway. 2026 is looking crazy. This is a perfect time for some alien invasion. You know what I'm saying? It's a perfect time. Just come on down in your UFO and make it happen. Make it happen. That's the only thing that's missing right now. It's an alien invasion. Hey, Kelly Murphy. Kelly Murphy. Kelly Murphy. Thank you, this girl. Ooh, thank you, honey pot. Say, when mama come at just the first right time after work. Ooh, when it's time to wind down and giggle a bit. Yes, indeed. Thank you, baby. Mama, appreciate you. Let me go on and put my little thing on here. See, I missed out and I'm going to have to count it in my memory. In my memory. Let's see, copy. Jamie, what's going on? Carmen, what's up? What's poppin'? Don't mind me, I'm just watching. I'm just wait. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm just watching. The like button, y'all. Got 31 people in here and 18 likes. It's preposterous. Why do you hate me? Why do you do this to me? Why do you treat me? Why you treat me so bad? I don't know why, baby. Why you treat me so bad? Why you do me the way you do? Why you treat me so bad? Oh, yes, honey. Benjamin, yes, honey. All present and accounted for. I know that's right. I know that's right. Erica Fine, what's up, baby? Oh, it's your birthday. What? And it's Darrell's birthday too? Darrell. Darrell, is today your birthday? Oh my gosh. I wonder if Bubba baked him a cake. I wonder. Oh, you said it's almost y'all's birthday. Okay. When is the birthday? Oh, on the 21st is the birthday. Okay. Oh, speaking of, Valentine's Day is coming up. Y'all gonna be my Valentine. Is y'all gonna be my Valentine or no? That's a yes. I'm gonna take that as a yes. I don't even know why I said it like it was a question. It is your responsibility to be my Valentines. Ooh. Let's see. Ooh, what would you do if I sang out of tune? Yes, Valentine's Day is in 2 days, right? The 14th, February 14th. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, and tomorrow's Friday. It sure is. It sure is. All right. We got everything. We got all the things. We did all the stuff. I think we did. 1, 2, 3. Yup. Joe. Is Joe here? That means Marilyn's here. Where's Marilyn? Marilyn. Let me see. Did Joe really beat Marilyn in here? Holy shit. Yo. Wait. Let me see. No way. Joe never beats Marilyn in here. I think he did. Joe, did you beat Marilyn? You beat Marilyn in here? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Hey, Darrell, how you doing? How you feeling? Are you okay? You constipated? Is she saying a little prayer? I say a little prayer for you. Pick up where we left off. Darrell, he got put out because he couldn't shut the fuck up. And so he got put out. And then he kept trying to get her attention, but he just couldn't get it.
Between the band, went right away for his daughter. This is where some of the lies become evident. Mr. Brooks claims ultimately when he's being interviewed by Detective Carpenter.
Oh, here we go.
They have to actually seek medical clearance for him because he claims that he was thrown to the ground when he was arrested. He was not. The video is very clear.
Had enough and left.
He cooperated. He laid down.
No, she didn't.
There was no use of force used at all to take him into custody.
He did say that.
But we know ultimately that he...
Marilyn did not say that. I don't believe you, Joe. Not my Marilyn. No way. No way. Ooh. Okay. Bossy Tuba sent a gifted Memby. Who got it? B Sharp. Congratulations, B Sharp. Congratulations. Did you hit the like button, B Sharp? You know, that means I know you watching, B Sharp. Even though you ain't typing nothing in the chat, that means you watching. Hit that like button. Go do it. Do it. Thank you, Bossy Tuba. Mama appreciate you. Yes, you do. Her memberships be down instead of up. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Gotta get him up.
Lies about what he was doing in Waukesha, how he got there, who he was with. He lies about...
Y'all put it in the chat what y'all got planned for Valentine's Day. See what kind of shit y'all be getting into.
Having contact with Erica Patterson the day before. We know when he's found, he has the Ford Key credit card, not only in his name, but one, whether it's a credit card or like a benefits card, but it's in the name of Erica Patterson, and of course an ID for himself, a state issued ID. The Ford itself is registered in his mom's name. It's the same address that's on his ID, and there was documentation found in the Ford Escape. He's now in custody. He's taken to the substation, ultimately taken to Waukesha Memorial Hospital. What's notable about the video and audio clips that this court reviewed from the hospital Mr. Brooks is calm. He's coherent. There's no obvious signs of impairment, no obvious signs or really any signs of mental distress. He makes statements that he's not from the area. He doesn't appear disoriented or confused. At some point, there's kind of a jovial atmosphere between him and one of the detectives. The next day, he lies to Detective Carpenter, denies driving to Waukesha. I got a ride. He makes up this story about a tan Kia. He's very nondescript and vague with the information that he provides. And over the course of those 5 hours, he never once references the parade. Mm-hmm. He never once says there was another driver. Mm-mm. Of course, they start talking to him initially about...
Yeah, he couldn't figure out what his story was going to be, honey. Like, oh, me? Oh, I wasn't there. Oh, well, I was there, but I don't have a car. Neither does my mother, really, if you think about it. No, I came with a friend. Shoes? What shoes? I know, they're right here on my feet. Can't you see them?
Out the domestic altercation, because by that time it's very clear a link had been made between
Darryl,
Erica Patterson and the call that police originally received of the domestic, or at least an altercation near Frame Park, and Mr. Brooks. We also know, because of the bond conditions in the 2 felony cases, he's not supposed to have any contact with her whatsoever. But he does. At no time during the 5 hours on November 22nd, does he make any admissions? Ooh. Does he show any concern for any of the victims? No empathy, no. Only lies, only concern for himself, for his family. Can I have a phone call? He does not provide, and I said this already, the name of anyone else that could be driving that vehicle. At one point, Detective Carpenter says, one of 2 people drove through the Waukesha Christmas parade. Either a God-fearing person who screwed up, or the malicious guy. Darrell Brooks's response is, don't spin it.
Oh, he said, don't spin it. Don't spin what? You didn't even do it, right?
One of the things that has become abundantly clear throughout this trial, Darrell Brooks understands exactly what he's doing.
Ooh, his comprehension is fine. You gonna be singing?
I have absolutely no concerns, and have never had any concerns throughout this case and throughout this trial, or even through the past day and a half regarding his competency. He's intelligent, he's deliberate, he's purposeful. He made nuanced arguments during this trial, one about the right to counsel versus the right to the assistance of counsel. That's a sophisticated legal argument, not the product of someone who doesn't understand. He asked questions on cross regarding tint, horns. He brought up the recall after the fact. He talked and asked questions about, question about barricades, police being at the intersection. Although we never fully understood what his defense was, what became very apparent to me as I reread through all of my notes is that from the very beginning, he wanted to argue jury nullification. If you go back to his opening statements, he talked about power and the jury doing the right thing. He repeated that theme during his closing statement. At one point, he objected to evidence based upon a violation of one of the court's pretrial rulings. Again, a pretty sophisticated objection that resulted in the court striking an exhibit that had previously been received.
We got us a singer in the chat, y'all. B Sharp said he gonna be singing, or she gonna be singing instead of lady or a gentleman. Can't tell. B Sharp is gonna be singing to couples for Valentine's Day. And that's something. Ain't that something? I can sing too. B Sharp. I can sing too. Me. Can't sing. Me. Can't sing at all. Yeah, that's my warm up. You forgot to tell me you were live. I was just about to. And then you sent me a text message. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, like literally you like I looked at my phone to send you a thing and you had sent me a thing. I thought you sent me that because you saw I was online. Like just because of the timing of it was so perfect that I was like, oh, she must have saw I was online and was letting me know she was playing fastball. Like that's what I thought, Sammy. So then I just put it on there just in case. I was like, oh, live now. You know. Yes, honey. Ooh. Oh, you didn't like my song B Sharp? You didn't like it? It's terrible. That's terrible. Sammy said, yo, if you're here, hit the like button. It's pointless to not hit the like button if you're here. So just do it. Support the mama with the like button. It's $3.15. It's so free. And it supports me. Ooh. Yes, honey. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Just go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? You can always unsubscribe later if you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, that's right, Sammy. Twins be twinning, honey. Just twinning over here. Ooh. Ooh. Thank you, Sammy. Oh, this girl gifted 5 membies. Nice. Let's see who got them. MC Universe, The Love. Where is the love? Remember that song? Quail Looney, Kawhi Looney. Am I destroying that name or no? Gianna Harris and Infinite Mark. Everybody say, thank you, this girl. How you doing? Thank you very much, Mama. Appreciate you. Yes, you do. Yes, get Mama's memberships up.
Today, he spent close to 2 hours
Thank you.
talking on his own behalf without any notes. He covered a variety of topics. I want to talk next about, here's my note that I found. One more thing on Mr. Brooks. You know, at times,
I know,
right,
Robert,
we've seen
right?
the eye rolling, the fake clapping, the laughing, hand gestures.
Mama here early?
Many times and
I don't even know
most
what time it
times
is on
very
Tuesday.
emotionless.
Oh, 8:30. Ain't that early.
Unless he's doing those things, which would be really inappropriate and are
Daryl, at a time like this, I think that you should turn to the Lizard. Look at your look at your paperback Bible. You need to start looking through that thing, reading something, finding something. You know, that's where your comfort's gonna be, because you was raised on it. Remember, you was raised right, like you said, and you would never do that. And anybody who know you know that you would never do nothing like that on purpose. So pick up your paperback Bible and find you a verse, baby. Find your comfort in your verse, in your paperback Bible.
inappropriate. His reactions are largely negative when things are not going his way. What did this community suffer
I know he wanted
as a result of this tragedy, this malicious conduct by Mr. Brooks? Well, I think many of the victims who spoke said it best. Lori Locken described it as this: a sense of personal safety you robbed from us.
Yeah, being at a freaking parade, bro.
I believe it was Bill Mitchell who said, the only life he seems to value is his own.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He's the only person on the road when he drives.
Jason referred to it as evil.
Nobody else exists. Just the Daryl.
And he talked about innocence being stolen. He called the defendant a coward. No remorse.
Accurate. Look at
What he said
Daryl.
is, you look
Why
like
is
a
you waving
monster.
this thing
You
around,
look
Daryl?
disrespectful to court and witnesses. You look like a callous jerk. But I forgive you. Such compassion. Margaret talked
I
about
don't
the
forgive
mental,
you, Daryl.
physical, and emotional toll this has taken. She talked about how it was so traumatizing that her
Oh, you like
mind
that
won't
big
let her
bitch?
see everything that has
That's a good one.
happened, and that she's worried when her mind might allow her to do that. I'm thankful that she's 95% back to normal.
Mhm.
She talked about
Miss
emotionally every
V.
day. She's
Hey,
reminded of the
boo.
physical pain and the loss of self. But she's had tremendous support from
Hit the
family
like
and
button.
friends, and that today she will move on.
Hit the like button.
Jeff Rogers also commented on the lack of remorse and sympathy for the victims, how he has had to relive just the immenseness of this, the confusion, the anxiety, depression as a father, and irritation. He talked about how his son, Caden, was so concerned for his younger sister. I'm really glad Riley is okay. I believe that was from the day of the parade. And how he recognized he was inches away from losing 3 of his 4 kids just because of where they were located. He had flashbacks of grabbing his daughter's jacket, missing the first time, but that Riley gets up sometimes 6, 7, 8 times a night. How this was supposed to be a happy kickoff event for him as their new president.
Mm-hmm.
And how after it happened and in the aftermath, the weight of the moment, and 35 people there trying to find everyone, weighed on him. He talked about the media showing up at his door and the emotional toll things have taken. It was intense, and speaking at Jackson's funeral. He talked about how his faith is stronger. Again, very gracious, very inspiring.
Hey, LaShonda. What's up, baby?
We heard next from Jessica and Juan, and how this impacted them, the loss of their son's friend Jackson. Their kids were involved in 2 different groups that day. One a dance group, not the extreme dance group, but a different one. And then of course the Blazers. And how, I believe it was Jessica who said, I yelled stop. I put my hands out as if I had the power. How she saw Jackson and how she will forever have that image burned in her memory. And that she was so grateful when she found her son. How she covered his eyes to shield him from what was around, not once, but
And look at him. He don't give not 2 shits. Look at him. He like, yeah, whatever. Don't you see me waving my paper? It's time to pay attention to me. It's all about me. I mean, yeah. Yeah, whatever's. Look at him. And he gonna be, I'm not a monster. Don't just throw me away and forget about me. I just don't want to be thrown away and forgotten about, you know? Remember he said that in his little, before he gets sentenced. I just don't want to be I just don't want you to, I don't want to be thrown away and just forgotten about. Do you like how we're remembering you, Daryl? Hey, Daryl, how are you liking the memory that I have of you? It's impeccable. My memory of you is impeccable. I remember you very well. Okay. Yeah. Oh, my God. Look at the top of this man's head, honey. That is quite the situation you got going on there, Daryl. Quite the situation indeed.
but twice they had to run because at first it was
Willie.
what happened through the parade, and then
So,
the
Will.
active shooter situation, because of obviously people didn't know who had fired the shots in that moment, and she talked
know
about
that's
pain
right.
and terror.
If I was him, I want to be forgotten. Like, can y'all just forget I ever existed?
Many people talked about PTSD. I mean, for her, I was really struck by how difficult it has been because of what she saw, not able to be a teacher, how she's hyper vigilant, and every sound sends her into a panic, how her joy has been stolen, and how she does her best to hold it together for her kids. But when she was alone, she cried, she screamed. And only a month ago was she able to return to work, but in a very different capacity.
Wait, is that what he's writing on his paper? Will, you said on my peninsular. I got it. You know, I always keep it right on deck. You know what I'm saying? My peninsula is right here. I can't even see it, but I know I can reach out, and there it is. My peninsula. Look, I'm Daryl. I'm Daryl, y'all. My peninsula. Peninsula. Ooh-ah. My peninsula. The peninsula, honey. Dang it. Now I don't remember what I was saying. Wasn't I saying something? I gotta try to remember what it was.
She commented on the lack of remorse by Mr. Brooks.
Oh.
And that he seems to search.
Yeah. What were you Will Perez said he's literally saying, and he put it in quotes, can we get this over with already? You mean like, oh, I was like, because I can't read what's on his paper, but is that what he's writing? That would be crazy, bro. Oh, I'm going to send Chibi to tap your finger. It's so hard, Sammy. I'm going to try to stop. I'm going to try to not touch it for this whole live stream. I'm going to try after this. Okay. I'm not going to touch my hair no more. This whole live stream. Watch. I'm not going to do it. Sammy said she going to send Chibi to tap my hand. Bow. Every time I touch my hair. He's writing. He wants to be in there as it's his right. Is that what he's saying? Daryl, is it your right? Do you want your rights? You want your rights? Okay. They're under Bubba's pillow. Just reach under there. Try not to wake him. You know what happens when you wake Bubba. But they're right under his pillow. Go get your rights, Daryl. You go get them. You go get you some your rights.
Sympathy for himself.
Thank you, Sammy.
She said it.
Oh, damn it.
He will always be a danger to society.
It's so hard.
We heard from more individuals.
There's Marilyn. What's up?
From the Blazers.
What's
Again,
going
a
on?
lot of discussion of PTSD. The sights and sounds of the SUV plowing through.
What's
The
poppin',
impact to
Marilyn?
her and the kids, the nightmares, how parking lots are problems. There's panic attacks.
Yeah.
That no one will ever be the same.
I bet. Jesus.
Of course, we heard next from the Sparks family. They're hurt, angry, they're traumatized, they're broken. It was difficult to even watch them make their statements. Their hurt is palpable. She talked about her last hug with Jackson, the horrible sounds she heard. She saw a police officer holding Jackson. She went to Tucker, and then her world came crashing down. She talked about how she found a hat, both boys' hats, then shoes. And I didn't realize how significantly Tucker had been injured until she described that for us yesterday. How Tucker somehow blames himself for his brother's death. It's not your fault, Tucker. It's Mr. Brooks's fault. One of the things when there is a fatality with all of these victims is
He's so funny.
the future that is robbed from them, right? No future weddings, no future graduations,
Aww.
no future grandchildren or children, no plans. It's just gone. It's all memories. And the contrast with, frankly, what Mr. Brooks will have, and that is even a life in prison. He'll make memories. He'll have phone calls. He'll have visits. He may even get to hug the people that he loves again.
Yeah, no, ain't nobody coming to hug Daryl. He ain't in no danger of having nobody hug him. That's not something he need to concern himself with, you know. Oh no, they're coming to hug me. No, they're not. They're not. Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you guys. You know how like people, sorry, you know how people like they'll be like locked up, like crazy people, like serial killers, like Dahmer and stuff like that, and they'll get like these girls, these women who like, you know, they have like what are they called? Like groupies, like serial killer groupies. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think that Daryl will have like, you know, do you think that Daryl will like end up being one of those people who like gets married behind bars? Like, can you imagine that is a thing that would happen, or does that like, I understand that it happens with some people, but it's not gonna happen with Daryl. Let me know. Cause I'm trying to imagine it, but I'm having a hard time seeing it.
And for the 6 individuals who lost their lives, that will never, ever be a reality.
Never.
And that this family also talked about the lack of empathy, lack of remorse.
But
no
Your
apology.
Honor, but if you
I'm
forgive
aware
him,
Mr. Brooks wants to come back.
you can let him go.
Says,
If
I
you
don't
forgive him-
intend to interrupt in any way. That's not a pledge. He needs to pledge that he will not do so.
Hey,
I
crazy
need that
things
word
have
in
happened.
that statement. And if he
Daryl
does
gonna
that, I'll
find
bring you
love.
back in.
B. Lewis, he gonna find love. LaShonda, he gonna find love. Watch, it's gonna be some weirdo. And she gonna be like, you know, I
I'm
believe
going
him.
to try
I
to go a
don't think
little
he did
bit
it on purpose.
faster. Some of the comments. The yells and screams from that night will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Very.
I'm asking the court
Hey, Vita.
to give the max for each conviction
Yeah. Yeah, get them.
because he has given the community a life sentence of these memories.
Give them Nosferatu years. Thousands, Sonny, thousands. His next life gonna have,
think
the
it
next
was
3 lives gonna have to be in there.
Tyler's mom
Maybe
who
5.
talked about the
5
community
lives.
rising like a phoenix. You clearly have a phoenix for a son. He's strong. He got me a little bit with his comments. Wasn't expecting that. You're an amazing young man. You're a picture of resiliency, of fortitude, of strength. I think what this community needs. I thought it was quite a testament that you took those pictures and the same pictures of Jackson. You replicated that, and I thought that was a great tribute to him. You talked about, of course, rising up with Eric, who had significant injuries as well, both of you, and how you fought back and each were able to play baseball. even if not up to the full capacity that.
Look at Daryl. Daryl, you never played baseball, did you, Daryl? Hey, Daryl. Hey, Daryl, ain't it funny how somebody with no potential can just swipe out like he was jealous of dancing grannies. How dare they be able to dance? You know, like, and Daryl can't. You know, like, how dare they be happy and stuff? How dare they, get dressed, take showers in the morning, and come outside? How dare they? Right, Daryl? Right? Did it offend you? Did it offend you, Daryl? Look at all these happy fucking people. Because that's all you find at a parade. Even people who come to a parade and didn't even want to come and somebody made them come still has a good time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this happy place. You let your kids kind of wander around because it's a parade. It's like the safe place. It's like the safest place. You know? They got the barriers. It's basically community. It's like community. It's like a community strip of community. Like where your whole town becomes like a neighborhood almost. For like this moment. That's what a parade is. When the whole town becomes a neighborhood. And then a Daryl get mad because people is enjoying themselves and he's not. He's mad because he couldn't force this girl. The only person he could beat in the whole world. He couldn't force her in his car because she had help. And he was so pissed that he drove his tiny, orange, ridiculous, horn, silk song, forehead, hairline looking ass, drew through these people. And he ain't shit. Like, he ain't shit. What? Never in danger of being shit. Like, he was. And he's. Forgiveness. I want to talk about forgiveness. Y'all, if you don't forgive, the Lord speaks about forgiveness. And if you're a true believer, then you actually, if you think about it, you have to forgive me. This is what he says. This is what he says.
That you had done previously.
Daryl ain't shit, y'all.
And then we next heard from Sasha, who's haunted by survivor guilt. My heart breaks for her. She talked about feeling empty, how she couldn't play soccer because her kicking leg would hurt from the injuries she sustained. She has difficulty sleeping, struggles with nightmares. Physically and emotionally, she feels stuck. She talked about maybe law school being in her future. And to her, I say, don't give him the satisfaction of holding you back. Rely on your friends and your family and be the phoenix that Tyler's mom spoke about. Jen Dunn read a statement from Sasha's mom, and I wrote this down. No one knows what it's like to stand on your feet when there is no floor. That's a pretty powerful image. I think that.
Robert said 20 years ago, I accidentally wrote a female prisoner. She was so crazy and her letters so wild that I wrote her for a year. Robert, what? You gotta be careful with that. What if she get out and she come looking for you? You know what I'm saying? It's scary out here. It's scary out here for Robert. Cause he playing PayPal with a crazy person. Okay. No, honey. Y'all hit the like button. How many likes I got? How many likes? Okay. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. I got the link to the membership at the top of the chat. Consider becoming a member. Help support the channel. Keeps mama here and not there. Oh my God. If I can get it up out of my hair. I got 3 of my 20 super chats. I got one before the thing went up. So it's actually 3 out of 20. Yes, honey. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We hit our goal last night. Yes, I did. I hit the goal. Did some dances. You know what I'm saying? Mama got the moves. You know. Hydrocephala. Nah, Dorow. You getting it? Let's see. I don't know about y'all, but I'll never get over him building the box. I know. He's so mature. He's so mature. Let me get 60 likes right quick. There's 60. So 41 now.
That's very apt for what this community has gone
19
through.
likes. 19 more likes.
We
and
heard
I'll have
from
60.
others, including the Teagues. We saw photographs. So many families with more than one individual who was injured. How baseball for Eric was stolen. How he was such a good player. We heard a lot about night terrors and, again, PTSD and trauma. One of the individuals talked about humor is good medicine, and I would echo that. We heard about one band member whose instrument may have very well saved his life. Someone described it as a mental massacre, though, the aftermath of this. It's difficult to go downtown. It's difficult to get restful slumber. Panic attacks are common. Describe Mr. Brooks as sheer evil in its vilest form. I wrote down that despite all of the impact and carnage, many people talked about forgiveness, brokenness, sorrow, anger, hatred, regret. A lot of emotions. Frankly, really no emotion shown by Mr. Brooks, certainly not for what he did on November 21st. We saw a lot of anger for some of the people who lost loved ones, and understandably so.
Daryl's still writing his little note. What you writing now, Daryl? What you writing over there? Nothing. Can I come
Many
back
families
in?
were devastated. Nannies and grandmas were taken away. Yes, there were very specific terms used to describe Mr. Brooks, that in their opinion, he's a monster, he's a demon. Pure, unrepentant evil was one of the phrases that were used. Talked about the system failing us. Saw you in your SUV hanging out with a smile of satisfaction on your face. For one of Leanna Owen's sons, I lost my mom, and I wasn't always a good son. You can hear, right, the regret in that statement, because life is short, and these lives were taken far too short. We heard the very gracious statement from Michael Carlson.
No, Judge Dorow, you can't blame Daryl for this though. Remember, he said it was the Lord that did it. Remember? Right. Hey Judge Dorow, but it was the Lord. Daryl said it was. I know you thought it was him because, duh. But no, he said, even though it did, he knows that we thought it was him, but he wanted to clarify and that it actually was the Lord. And he said nobody knows why the Lord does what he does. That's what Daryl said. Daryl saying nobody knows why the Lord chose to do this. That's what Daryl said. That's what he said, y'all. He said the Lord did it. He said the Lord be working in mysterious ways he do. He took my car. People say Jesus take the wheel. That's what Daryl said. Daryl said that's what happened. He said that's what had happened. Ooh. It's okay, Daryl. You ain't
Who,
shit.
unbeknownst to me, had
Okay.
been writing Mr. Brooks in jail and sharing the gospel and the love of Jesus.
Daryl, they talking
He
about
read
your
a poem,
homeboy.
which I thought was beautiful
The
from the
Lord.
standpoint of his sister.
Dry skin.
And he said this. In that poem, it says, we both died that day. I, Tamara, died to life. You died to the world.
To freedom.
And then, of course, the Sorensen family talked next. They talked about never seeing their Grammy again. You murdered my mom. But at least I have some peace knowing she died doing something she loved.
Mm-hmm.
We heard from Brooke yesterday and today. She reread her
Daryl
statement due
is
to the
Lord.
interruption.
Well, that would make sense. Why?
Proud of her for getting up
That
there and
actually
sharing
would make
that.
sense. That would actually make sense. That adds up, boss too. Because Daryl did say he said it was definitely the Lord's fault. So boss Tuba said Daryl thinks he is the Lord. So that actually adds up a lot. Oh, I think I may have found my best snark family yet. Let's see. I know it's a serious topic, but honestly, we need to be able to blow off steam in situations like this. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's my whole shtick. Okay. If I had to deal with things actually for what they are and how they are, I don't think I'd even be here. So I find I find a way to laugh at the things that make me furious. I find that roasting the shit out of the things that piss me off, are great. It's great. You know what I'm saying? Making fun of it. Lord of the Flies.
We talked about how compassionate each one of these individuals who died were. We heard about the compassion from Detective Casey that we learned about. It said Detective Casey came to our home to verify what we knew, and then he greeted us every day of this trial. They ended with, angels watch over us.
And there was another thing that happened recently. I heard there was another thing recently that happened in Waukesha. You know how like there keeps being these weird crimes that happen in Waukesha. Like it's never like a normal thing. Like there was another one that happened I learned about in the last 3 or 4 days or something is when I learned about it. But it's something that recently happened. What do you guys know of like the most recent like weird crime that happened that this one came out of Waukesha? I'm trying to remember what it is. Do y'all know? Hit the like. Yes, thank you, Sammy. Hit the like button. I'm supposed to have 60. What you mean I got 45 likes?
6 angels watching over us
Where
today.
my 60 likes at? Give it up. Need 15 more likes. If you haven't hit the
They
like
asked
button.
me to hold Mr. Brooks accountable so that he will not have the opportunity to hurt anyone ever again. We heard from the Kulik family about the empty space that they have and the brokenness. Their lives being shattered by mom and grandma being taken away. We heard from her youngest daughter among them. The grief was so palpable, being 17 and in high school as a senior, now a first year in college. She talked about all of the things she will never have with her mom. Just the last year alone, an 18th birthday for her and her brother, graduation, and beginning college. She lamented that her mom would never see her do her wedding vows, never see any kids that she would have, be a grandmother. She wouldn't be able to call her mom for parenting advice. And how excruciating it was for that family to wait 3 hours because of the chaos at the hospital. Talked about triggers of their PTSD, sirens, things of that nature. And how she waited. She waited hoping that Darrell Brooks would have a reason. She also said this, verdicts don't bring my mom back. No more hugs, no more dinners, no more talks. My mom was the glue that kept our family together, and we are falling apart. Moving on, Leanne talked about her safety and security being stolen by this defendant. She asked Mr. Brooks to picture his own daughter, unresponsive, lying on the ground with a leg injury, a head injury, and blood coming out of her mouth. She talked about the excruciating...
Man, if Darrell walked up on his daughter laying on the ground in that condition, he would just walk by. You know why? Because he wouldn't even recognize her. He ain't seen his kid since, period, since an ultrasound picture. Like, he wouldn't recognize his child from, like, unless it's in black and white. Unless that baby laying on the ground in black and white, okay, in a fetal position, and you can see clear through it to the spine. Like, Darrell ain't seen his kids since they was in an ultrasound photo. He couldn't pick them out in a lineup. He wouldn't know that was his kid. And even if he did figure out it was his kid, he wouldn't give a fuck. He wouldn't give a shit. No, it's not the Slender Man thing. Let's see. It was, ring went blank. Sketchy. Did anybody have the answer? What was the thing? No. It was something. No, not your business. It was recently. Like, this was something super recent.
2 weeks in the hospital, wondering if her daughter would ever live.
Let me see if I can figure it
in
out.
A wheelchair and then a walker for months. She said this, all you had to do was hit the brakes. Her daughter talked about being scared of everything, worried about a sister, being alone in a church for 3 hours on lockdown because of what was happening in the aftermath.
No, it's not Gypsy Rose, but that's another one.
We heard next from the Darrell family. A family that, of course, was impacted significantly with 4 of their children, all of their children being struck by the SUV, with the mom, of course, having to testify, in this case being called by Mr. Brooks, which, of course, was his right to call witnesses. But it's the manner in which, I think the indifference, not caring that this was someone who had 4 children impacted significantly. But clearly, you're raising your kids the right way. With grace and dignity, Charlotte got up and talked about the basic things you learned in kindergarten. She described what she saw as being stupid, delusional, and egotistical. She wanted to punch you in the face, and understandably so.
Mm-hmm.
I think her words were, "Your arrogance is pathetic," and her mom echoed those words. And then the gut-wrenching survivor guilt that you heard from her mom.
Oh,
she goes, "I say this with a heavy heart. I have my kids here. I had to fight for my children. They will strive." And then, of course, we heard from Alyssa, her heart-wrenching statement. She, of course, testified bravely, but you could tell the impact that this had on her and what she saw in the aftermath to the extreme dance team. How one of the girls, who at 10 years old, even lying on the ground being injured, had the wherewithal to ask, why would someone do this? If a 10-year-old knew this, then the defendant knew this. And how she left the hospital not knowing if she would see some of her girls again. She was completely and utterly broken, forever changed by this event. She waited. She talked about how she waited for remorse, for empathy. It didn't happen.
Yeah, I think it's this right here. I think it's this. Let me see.
Dylan Darrell
I think I found
said
it.
something very insightful yesterday. Something we didn't hear about in the trial, but because of where he was at on the parade route, around the corner, waiting for his children, he didn't even know that all of them were in the parade. He said this: you hit the brakes to go around the corner. And then you drove through a barricade where an officer shot at you 3 times. Those brakes were working. You knew how to use them. And you selfishly only used them so as to not crash your own vehicle as you fled the scene. Talked about walking through and around that corner through the wake of carnage, bodies all over, women, adults, children deceased, people running all over. We heard from more of the members of the extreme dance team, either directly or parents and loved ones, how they had to walk through the carnage to find their children. Such a gracious statement of love, talking to Mr. Brooks about being a Christian and how she prays for him. Very powerful. Thank you for that. Her daughter, equally as powerful and brave and gracious. But even she knew, she said that I thought about you every day. How could someone do this? More victims talking about PTSD. How even the song that was playing during the extreme dance team performance is a trigger for her PTSD. And how she's forgiven him. We heard from the sister of victim HH and how
yeah. I know about that one.
The first thing she talked about was the sound of Vivian Darrell whimpering, crying, and then she found her sister, how her clothes were ripped off. She was unconscious, half naked. How she felt forgotten because her mom was at the hospital with her sister, of course, due to the severity of her injuries. How her sister was in a coma for 2 weeks.
Not a
but
coma.
How she has survivor guilt and issues like that, panic attacks, PTSD. She can't be around fireworks. Tire screeching is a trigger. That this turned her life upside down. And then, of course, we heard from victim HH herself. So brave to come here. I'm so very thankful you are recovering. Someone commented on how amazing it is to see the many people in recovery. You wouldn't know by looking at them, of course. The emotional and mental injuries are significant and severe, but so grateful. Frankly, lucky to be alive. I say to you, that scar on your neck should be a sign of strength and fortitude. You fought, you won, You have a story to tell. Don't shy away from it. Of course, we heard from her mother as well. We saw that PowerPoint with the pictures of their journey. The road rash on her face was horrific.
All right, I found it. It's a story. It's about, it was this boy. He's like a teenager, and he killed his parents. Yeah, Waukesha. Yep. He killed his mom and his stepdad. And he was like an honors student, which, I mean, really doesn't mean anything. But it looks so, it's like this is a photo. So you recognize it when you see it. It's like the three of them just standing there and all wearing the blue shirts. Right? You know. Oh, that is crazy. When you give birth to your own murderer, I'll be so mad in hell. I'll be like, bitch. I mean, not that I think I'm going to hell, but, like, I feel like I would die so mad that I would default to hell. Like, I would be so mad if my own seed killed me that I would be so pissed when I passed away that I would go straight. By default, I'm going straight to Hades, honey. I'd be like, oh, come on. I'm just furious. Oh, he's adopted too? Oh, yeah. That's some dangerous shit. Adopting people. I mean, they need to be adopted, but I mean, maybe they need to get adopted by some adopted kids that grew up. Like, I think maybe that should be what it is. Like, if you end up getting adopted, then when you grow up, you need to adopt the kid too. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to understand it as much as a person who's already been through it. You know what I'm saying? And I think then the kid won't be so resentful because it will be able to relate to the parent, to the new parent that it has. It will know that parent knows, you know what I'm saying? The stuff, and it won't, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they should start some shit like that, and then we can support those people, like have a little setup thing, like But then again, weird shit happens to people who get like in the system, and sometimes they pass it on to they pass on the favor to to other people. So maybe never mind. But can I say that?
You can only get a mental picture from words. It could be a little sticky sometimes. But to see those actual pictures,
in theory, it sounds
being
great,
intubated, and it's heart-wrenching. And all of the surgeries and the toll it took on their family. But she described her daughter as a warrior. I think all of you here are warriors.
You're a warrior, warrior.
We heard from Sam and her family and what she went through and how significant her injuries were. And her mom talked about the haunting vision she has of just what she saw because of her perspective. Sitting in the back of the pickup truck, she had a front row seat to horror. How she thought her daughter was dead because she was unresponsive, and blood and really kind of the chaos and the confusion, and not really even being able to articulate what happened over the phone to her husband. She described what happened as careless and reckless. Asking Mr. Brooks, how could you do this? What kind of father does that? The last person we heard from was victim think it's Gigi, the mother of FF. If I have it reversed, please excuse me. And how I actually have her written statement that was provided earlier today, but how she was so taken aback by the conduct of Mr. Brooks that she frankly called him out on it yesterday.
Oh, Amy
Because he was
Okra, Annie Okra.
kind of motioning
Annie
his
Okra.
hand
Oh,
like,
Annie
okay,
Okra.
come on, let's get this over with, hurry up.
Annie Okra, thank you. Welcome to the membership. Welcome to the membership. Welcome to the membership. Thank you, baby. Mama appreciate you. Yes, you do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, honey. Yeah, when Mama gets a, like a membership that's, just picked by a person and they just do it themselves, you know what I'm saying? It's quite special. It really is. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Those ones tend to stick. You know what I'm saying? They tend to stick. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, everybody say, welcome, Annie. I think you're new around here, right? I don't think I've seen your name in my chat before. So that's pretty dope. Popping in and just becoming a member is just straight, just right off the strength, honey. That's amazing.
She yelled at him, "You don't care." She goes, "You hit me. I saw you. You knew. You're a child killer. You're a woman killer."
I wish I could see what's
She
on
was so
his
flustered.
paper.
She had to really gather herself before she could continue.
Do you know what he wrote on his paper?
So again, I want to thank the victims. I have other statements that I've read for people. So gracious. I think they were all members of the Catholic communities. Their statements were translated. Very gracious. Praying for Mr. Brooks. So I just wanted you all to know that I've taken all of these statements into consideration today. I can't read your sign, Mr. Brooks. Can you hold it up closer? If it's a pledge that you will not interrupt me, I will bring you in for what will be the final section of my remarks today in the sentencing portion.
I think you should give them that opportunity before you go through the
I'll do that.
sentencing factors. And I can only read the top where it says objection, but
I can't tell what it is, what it says.
Oh, they
You can bring the
laughing
sign
now.
with. We'll clear the courtroom. We'll take a
Dang.
short break, and I
That's fucked up. The whole court just laughing at you, Daryl. They laughing at your paper. She's like, the top of it says object, and they're all like laughing. They all in the courtroom they all just busted out laughing. That's fucked up, Daryl. They think you a joke, Daryl. Daryl, they think you are a joke. They think you're pathetic, Daryl. It's damn, Daryl. That's accurate. Daryl, they got your card. You definitely ain't shit. I mean, hey, look, when they know, they know. You know what I'm saying? When they know, they know. Okay. If they know you ain't shit, they know you ain't shit. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Ooh. Do, 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 do.
will bring him back in, but I will warn you, Mr. Brooks, if there is one interruption, you will go back to that room because you will forfeit your right to be present for the sentencing portion. We'll be in recess until we can get him back in. Thank you.
Daryl, they said it was coming to get you. Stupid. Look at him. Look at
The
him.
record should reflect that it's 4:53. Mr. Brooks is back in this courtroom.
He is so funny. Like he wanted to come back in there so bad, and then finally they're gonna bring him back in, and now he looking like, what you want? Oh, you want me to come back in there? I don't want to go back in there. Daryl, you ain't shit, Daryl. I just called to say you ain't shit. I just called to say that your ass stink. Yes, it do. I just called to say that Darryl ain't shit. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Y'all like that? Did y'all like my rendition? Did you like it? Be sharp. Did I hit the note? Did I kill it? Did I nail it? Did I nail it to the wall? Did I? Did I? Oh. Exactly. Yes, lovely. Isn't she lovely?
Mr. Brooks, the only way I will honor that request is if you specifically waive your right to do so. Without that, that's not a convenience for you over there. It's you go over there when you frankly
misbehave,
demand removal under Illinois versus Allen.
Didn't demand anything.
No, your conduct did. So you can sit.
Conduct didn't demand anything either.
Right, Mr. Brooks, please sit down.
You keep changing.
And I'm going to continue with my sentencing remarks.
You keep changing the jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is a subject matter jurisdiction that has yet to be proven on the record. In
Mr.
that
Brooks,
court and in this one.
Please sit down.
I would like to go back to the other court.
It's not a courtesy to you. If you'd like to specifically waive your right to be physically present, then I will entertain that. Otherwise, you need to sit.
He is so annoying. He kept putting up the sign saying that he wanted to come back and he wanted his right or whatever to come back into the room. And now, as soon as he get over there, they go through all the trouble, unhook him from the table, move him into this room, duct tape him to this table, and now he like, I would like to go back. And as soon as he get back in there, he gonna write a letter talking about he want to come back. He thinks somebody gonna do this with him all day long. That's a weird plan to save your own life, Darryl. I don't know. I feel like maybe you didn't think that through, because it sounds stupid as hell. He's such a dick. My conduct didn't man anything. I know that's right. Ooh. Dexter. My conduct didn't man anything. I would like to go back over there, please. I would like to go over there yonder, please.
I never waived the right to not be present.
That's because you forfeited your right to be present by conduct. You're now back in this courtroom.
Your Honor, I wrote 3. I did what you asked me to do.
Oh, you never once pledged to me, sir, that you would not interrupt. And you're demonstrating by being here that you continue to interrupt.
Man, I ain't trying to hear all that, because at the end of the day, I did what you asked me to do. You told the bailiff to tell me.
Mr. Brooks, this is not a debate.
You told the bailiff to tell me that I had to write. It's not a debate. You asked
to come over here, and I honored that, and
I exercised my right 3 times. I shouldn't have had to do it 3 times.
None of those opportunities that you wrote to me said, I pledge to not interrupt.
I never had to do that before. You've never required that before.
That is actually not true, sir.
You've never required that before. Every single time that I've been brought over there, after some time, sometimes very short, sometimes an extended period of time.
You are just simply trying to delay the inevitable. Please sit down.
I don't care about the inevitable. It was already written from day one what was going to happen. It doesn't make me lose any sleep about that. I know I'm okay. I'm okay with everything.
Then please sit down.
I just want to be treated fairly, which I have not been.
Please sit down.
And then Your Honor, and then you always make it seem like you always make it seem like it's some type of aim, and it's not.
Please sit down.
We're talking about constitutional rights. You just told me, or you told the bailiff to tell me that I had to exercise a right that I should already have. I did that. Not once, not twice, 3 times. And it still wasn't honored. And then I raised this sign. I'm waving this for like 20 minutes, saying I would want to come back. I'm doing this.
You're here now.
Can I come back? Can I come back?
Yeah, and then now you're back, dumbass. I asked if I could come back. I'm over here. I'm signaling. I'm doing all the things that I can do so that I can come back in this room. And now I'm in this room. And now that I think about it, I would like to go back. Darrell, you ain't shit. And you never was gonna be shit. Darrell was never in danger of being shit. Ooh.
Can
So
I come
sit
back?
down.
It wasn't honored. And then I
So I
said,
can
okay,
finish.
I'll write this and I'll see if Your Honor can see it on the screen. The objection sign saying,
Mr.
I
Brooks,
exercise my right
if
to
you
be present.
stop for a
May I have
minute,
the order of the court?
I'll explain it, but you have to stop so
I'm
I
not-
can
what am I-
explain it.
Your Honor, I did what you asked me to do.
Actually,
And now
not.
you're in the
Yes.
room.
Let me explain
And
if
I
you would
didn't-
like.
If I didn't, Your Honor, if I did not do what you asked me to do, then why was I allowed to come back if I did
Because
not
she
do what you
decided
asked me to do?
Because
move
I'm
you in.
frankly going to a very distinct portion of this hearing where I am going to impose sentence.
Okay, that doesn't
and
answer
that
the question, though, Your Honor.
matters.
It
doesn't
does.
answer the
It
question.
does. She
Please
brought you in
sit
'cause she
down
felt
and
like
I
it.
will explain and
Your Honor,
remain quiet
with all
without
due-
interrupting me.
With all due respect.
That doesn't mean you're respecting me, so please sit down.
With all due respect, you told the bailiff when I first said, because every time that I've been brought over there in the past,
Mr. Brooks,
you always stated
I don't need a history
you always
lesson of
stated
what I've done.
that when I exercise my right to be present,
Untrue.
you've
Untrue.
always said,
Untrue.
we have the record. We have the record. We can dig into the record.
Mr. Brooks,
I know what the requirement was of me going over there. You've always stated on the record that when I exercise my right to be present, you will bring me back if I will follow the rules of decorum.
There you go.
Your exact words, which you said every time.
which you're
I've never-
demonstrating
I've
right
never
now that you
had-
have absolutely
Your
no
Honor,
ability to do.
With all due respect,
Daryl.
I've never had to go through.
Darrell, you just said it. If I follow the rules of decorum. And you're not following the rules of decorum, which makes her send you back in there. You just said it yourself. I hate him. He's such a dick. He's just the fucking worst. You did all of that, Daryl, and you still got Nosferatu type ears. Like you gonna need Dracula to save you, bitch. You gonna need an immortal bite from a vampire, okay? That's the only way you gonna live through this, okay? That's the only way you could possibly see some freedom one day, okay? The next 10 times that you come back to life or reincarnated, all of those people is gonna still be in jail. That's how many you got. That's how many years you got, Daryl, okay? The next 10, they're gonna bury you right there on the site because even your corpse gonna have to stay there. With all due respect, Daryl. With all due respect, Daryl. Shut the fuck up. With all due respect, Daryl. Okay? Why don't you just fly, Daryl? You believe in yourself so much. Find something high and see if you can't fly.
Through any type of certain words that needed to be said or stressed or anything like that before. I've always done it the way that you've asked me to do it. No different than today when I told the bailiff I would like to be present. You told the bailiff if he wants to be present, he has to put it in writing.
And pledge to me that he will not interrupt me
I put it in writing.
without a pledge.
So why am I here?
She just told
Because
you,
I'm going to
stupid.
move on to another phase of this hearing, and I thought it important that you be here in person.
So I was here.
But you didn't reclaim your right to be back here.
Then why am I here
am
then, Your Honor?
allowing
Oh my God,
it
bitch.
to
Okay,
happen.
and I respect that you're allowing it, but still, it doesn't answer the question, though, Your Honor. It does not answer the question.
Mr. Brooks.
Your Honor, as a
Mr.
public
Brooks.
servant, I have the right to ask questions
Sir.
of Your Honor.
I'm going to ask you one more time, and if you refuse to sit down, then you are in direct disobedience of a court order. Sit
That-
down and be quiet so I can make the appropriate record.
Can you tell me what the
All
court
right,
order
he's
is?
not going to obey. He's now forfeited
I
his
didn't say
right
I
to be
wasn't gonna
present.
obey.
He will go into the
I
other
didn't say I
courtroom.
wasn't going to obey.
We'll
I
be in
just
recess
asked what is the
until he's
order.
there.
I just asked what is the order. I didn't say.
Oh, no, if you go back on into the other room. Oh, Daryl, if only you could shut the fuck up. Like, if you had just gave it a try. I believe in you, Daryl. I think you could have pulled it off. Like, but you didn't even try. You didn't even try to shut the fuck up. Like, you could have just at least tried it. You know, you never know unless you try. You ever heard that, Daryl? Have you ever heard it? No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Daryl. Really. Okay. I'm just not. Ooh, y'all hit the like button for mama, please. Yes, honey. Yes. Hit the like button. Oh, wrong one. Daryl, you got
Thank you.
out of
Please be
there, and
seated.
now look at you, right back in there. Sad. Now she could just mute you.
Of course, I do need to first verify that they can hear and see us. I'm getting the thumbs up. We're back on the record. The record should reflect that Mr. Brooks is no longer in the main courtroom. He is in the adjoining courtroom. I, of course, have been erring on the side of constitutional caution, but I would note that his right to be present at sentencing is a statutory right, which, frankly, I probably don't need to go through the findings under Illinois versus Allen, but I did. But under whether it's a statutory right or a constitutional right, you can forfeit that right, and his behavior today has certainly demonstrated that he has forfeited his right to be present in this courtroom during my sentencing remarks. He immediately came in. I was on the bench looking through my paperwork. The courtroom wasn't even open. And he started asking me questions. I said I wasn't going to answer them. He really had no respect for the proper decorum. I needed it to be on the record. He didn't seem to care about that.
Nah.
Wanted to debate me about my prior rulings.
Sound about right.
Bottom line is it's a statutory right for him to be present, and he's forfeited that right. And I would just add that it's part of a pattern that has been demonstrated during this trial, that when my perspective, things are not going in his direction, things are being said that he doesn't agree with, that he tends to act out, he disrupts, and I'll leave it at that. Once again, I'll confirm he can hear and see. We've got confirmation from the staff in the other courtroom. One of the reasons I really spent the time going through both my observations of Mr. Brooks in terms of the mental health related issues, and first, and then going through the victim impact statements before I go through all of the necessary factors for sentencing, is frankly, it's challenging to talk about the impact to the victims without getting emotional. This trial is unlike anything that I've ever been a part of. The sheer magnitude of the crime, the number of people impacted, how they were impacted, the vicious, senseless nature of it, and hearing about the impact of all of that on our community members and the people who were at the parade, it's heart-wrenching. And I wanted to do that before I really got to the meat of sentencing. Because I also thought it was important to really spend some time recognizing and acknowledging the impact to the direct victims who are in this courtroom and who have provided statements. Today, my focus in sentencing will be about November 21 of 2021, the events shortly before that or leading up to it and after, and are not about Mr. Brooks's conduct during this trial, even though case law is very clear that his conduct at trial can and is a legitimate factor for the court to consider. I need to make the record very clear that in no way what I do here today is based on Mr. Brooks exercising his right to a trial. That is a firmly embedded constitutional right, which I support, which I upheld. Of course, every person charged with a crime has a right to a trial. This court honored that right. I protected that right, even if Mr. Brooks treated it with contempt, disrespect, and at times like a game. But sentencing today is directly related to his conduct on November 21 of 2021 and the other sentencing factors, which, as I indicated previously, include the seriousness of the offense, the need to protect the public, and his character and rehabilitative needs. Today, I am tasked with sentencing Darrell Brooks for 76 counts related to a couple of moments in time. Moments that are tragic, moments that were frankly avoidable. My sentence here today is, the purposes of it are twofold. Really threefold if we think about the community. One, it is punishment. Two, protection of the community. And three, what I hope is justice and closure for the families and the community at large. I, of course, want to recognize and give due respect to the guilty verdicts that were rendered by the jury in this case. Not just 76 guilty verdicts, but the special verdict questions that they answered, including for counts 1 through 6 and 7 through 67 that had the special verdict question related to the use of a dangerous weapon. So let me talk about the seriousness of this offense. The seriousness of the offense can be summed up, frankly, in one word, and that is attack. There is nothing, no other word that can best describe what happened on November 21 of 2021 than the word attack. I talked about during my remarks regarding the trial about the opportunities that Darrell Brooks had to avoid this altogether. I put Exhibit 15 on the screen for a bit, which is the exhibit that details the map. The map of the parade, it starts with White Rock. It shows where Sergeant Warner was at one point, farther up that parade route, the staging area, and I believe if you look further up on Exhibit 15, it even depicts where White Rock School is, and that, of course, is where we saw the video of the altercation between Mr. Brooks, Corey Runkle, Nicholas Kirby, and Erica Patterson. Now, of course, there were moments in time before that, but that is really where things started, where I believe Mr. Brooks boiled over with rage and anger that he chose not to control on this date. He had a number of opportunities to simply drive in the other direction down White Rock, but he chose to drive toward Main Street, even though from the testimony, we know it was very evident that it was staging for a parade. There were many people, may not have been exactly by the school, but farther down White Rock. From Niagara forward is where that staging area was located, and many people were there. The sights and sounds of a parade, the signs on the side of the road telling people not to park there, for example. Instead of turning around, or instead of turning left onto East Main Street or left onto Pleasant, and despite Sergeant Warner trying to flag him down and being in front of a squad.
Oh shit! Yeah, bossy tuba. Yeah, I think about that actually for his mother as well, because like Darrell is quite the stressor. Like Darrell's a daily, hourly, minutary stressor. You know, like, oh, guess because I got up and walked out. Now the lighting is all funny in my thing. It takes a minute for it to, see, it looks all blue. Now I'm all blue. That's so weird how it does that. Let's see. I guess it's normal. It's normal enough. Yeah. But like when you take a snatch of Darrell out, you know, like the energy, he's a succubus, you know. He's an energy vampire, you know. And it's just like he just wants to be able to control somebody. But he's such a leprechaun, he's such a garden gnome that he can't. He just can't. He don't qualify to be able to control anybody. You know, so he that's why he's so chasing around little girls and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's just the fucking worst, bro. Like, but I think about that. I'll be like, oh my gosh, what it must feel like when suddenly this person just gets taken away, and now you don't even have to get rid of them. You don't have to avoid them because they've been manually removed, you know. It's gotta be a weight lifted for sure. For sure.
With lights and a clear indication you should listen to or honor the even gestures of a police officer. He was in uniform. He drives down White Rock Avenue and has contact with Detective Casey, who very clearly did everything he could to stop Mr. Brooks. And in that moment, thinking it's a lost motorist. But Mr. Brooks chose to basically brush him aside with that SUV and drive on to Main Street, past more people, past many spectators, and in a manner that was not just at a speed inappropriate for a parade, but frankly, that was reckless and endangered anyone who was on the roadway at that time, whether or not he hit anyone between White Rock and Main and Barstow and Main. But during that 3-block section of Main Street, he could have turned off Buckley, Northeast Avenue, Martin Street, or in either direction on Barstow. He could have stopped, asked for the police barricades to have been removed, or frankly turned his car around even at that point and gone back the way that he had come. But he didn't do that. He chose to drive recklessly, carelessly, and maliciously through a parade route and at anyone in his path, where he struck not one, not 2,
80.
not 3,
80 people.
but 68
God damn.
different people.
Jesus.
We actually know that number's higher because we now know, we heard from the 2 individuals who were with Extreme Dance, the one girl who was struck by one of the individuals who was clearly struck, and that person flew into her. That would qualify for a charge based upon the state's description of how they chose
Absolutely.
to charge. It's just they didn't know until closer to the sentencing hearing. So 69 individuals if you include her. There are so many aggravating factors here, it's frankly difficult to even keep track of them all. The complete disregard for the lives of anyone else that day.
Oh shit. Hey, Benny. So Benny Blanco say he's that family member that you sigh when they see him at the cookout. Like, shit. Did you invite him? I didn't invite him. Who invited him? And then he would Benny, and then he would just walk up to the group of people who just had that conversation with that cheesy fucking tiny little baby teeth smile. Hey, y'all. Hey. And they'd be like, hey, Darrell. What's up? What's good? Oh, and then he'd be like, I just bought a loaf for about a half a ticket. And they'd be like, oh, yeah? That's great. That's wonderful. And then he would act like everything was fine, but he would notice that they really don't like him, and that they, he would be able to tell, but he wouldn't say nothing because he's a dick. He would wait till he gets home, and then he would punish his mother for it. He'd be like, oh, over there and them people and da 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 da. That's disrespectful. And he would basically act like she did it, and he would torture his mother. Like this is when I saw that message that you typed, I saw the whole thing. Like I saw it as a video. I was like, yup, actually I can see that. That's exactly what he is.
Someone described it as depraved indifference, and I think that is the perfect phrase to capture the actions of Mr. Brooks on November 21st of 2021. The aggravated factors of the numerous opportunities to turn around or not even enter the parade route or simply to stop.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he mowed over and used that vehicle as a battering ram to hit 68 individuals, never once stopping, with rage and anger at unsuspecting people at a parade who were there simply to kick off the holiday season, to experience joy with their families.
The like
The
button.
intentionality of the conduct is outstanding. The viciousness, the speed, the swerving from side to side at various points. This was not a case of whodunit. From the very beginning, from when this case was charged, it was clear who did this. Now, that is not to say that I prejudged this case. I did not. But after sitting through this trial, after watching the many videos, after listening to the testimony of the many, many dozens of witnesses, it is clear the state had overwhelming evidence of Mr. Brooks's guilt. What's also aggravated is his complete and utter lack of remorse. He spoke here today for 2 hours. One sentence. That's it. I'm sorry. No detail. 2 hours, one sentence. No empathy for any of these individuals. At times mocking them with hand gestures or rolling his eyes multiple times. That is not an indication or a sign of someone who has empathy, who is sorry for what he has done. We may never know the true why, but we were provided with nothing here today.
I can tell you, I know the exact why. I've been watching Darrell for long enough. I know exactly what happened. It wasn't like planned or anything. He was pissed because he was not able to get his way, and he had zero control over that thing that happened with Erica because of her friends being there. He was not going to be able to get to her without it being his ass getting handed to him. So, because they was going to dog walk him if he tried it, right? So he had to just drive off, and he was pissed. He had all this animosity, he had all this anger and rage that he wanted to give to Erica. He was not able to give it to her. And so he drove off. Now, once he got into that little area thing where the right thing was, then that's where the pride hit. Now, once his pride hit, it turned into a thing of, how dare you guys be in my way? I need to get through here. So that's why, like, he's flying all through, but he's swerving to miss everybody. But once he gets to where he can't swerve around people, he tries to shimmy himself in between where that band was and that little crowd. But once he started inching in there and he knew he couldn't, he just went ahead and just barged in. Now, once he barged in, it was too late. So now, once he did that, he just fucking floored it, because he knew his ass was going to be fucking grass if they got him out of that fucking car. That is what happened. That is exactly the mind frame he had. That's exactly what it was. It was that move. That's why that's the moments when he's doing the honking of the horn. Was when he was trying to get, he thinks he can force them to move so he can squeeze on through there. But when they didn't, he just went ahead and made that decision. He hit that gas where the band thing was at the very beginning, and once he hit his first person, he just went right on through. And then he knew. That's why he was holding that steering wheel on 10 and 2. Because he knew they were gonna fuck him up if they got him out of that fucking. There ain't no turning around now. There ain't none of that. And that's exactly what happened. That's what happened. He was raging because he couldn't control her. He got there, and entitlement and pride and his little weird ragey I'm in control moment happened. And then that's why he's sitting here looking like nobody would believe that I did this on purpose. I don't think he understands what on purpose means. Like, you definitely did this shit on purpose. And you definitely knew what happens when you run over people with a car. If you knew those two things, Darrell, is intentional. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to explain to you what intentional means, okay? Okay? You made an educated decision with your stupid ass education. Like, that's what you did. Oh, yeah. There ain't no questions about why that happened. Easy peasy lemon fucking squeezy. Because Darrell, because of Dick. Because he's a dick. That's it.
Other than a feeble attempt to blame mental health, which frankly does a disservice to those who truly suffer from mental health issues. I understand why his family might...
Oh, hold up. I will say this, though. the fact that 2 weeks before he had already ran over Erica's foot, was going through all this stuff, had gotten arrested and everything for it, was trying to get her to take stuff back with the police and say nothing happened or whatever, say she ran over her own foot, basically. The fact that that had just happened and he still felt so, the fact that he didn't feel terrified to be in his car approaching people. Like, he should have been feeling like, oh my God, like, I'm out on probation or whatever. I'm like, I'm out from me just having to think like this is going to be a problem. You know, the fact that he wasn't terrified to be in that situation to where he definitely would not be trying to, you know, like just him even doing the fast run through where he was even swerving between the cars and stuff. When 2 weeks ago, he was in jail for running over her foot with the same fucking car. That right there is the thing that makes it so where you get 100,000 fucking years, Daryl. Because you are always going to be a fucking problem. You done shot at your nephew, can't go in your mama's house because you done shot at him. And now here you is talking about something. My family is feeling in danger for their lives. They're getting threats. My niece and nephew, bitch, brought up his nephew. Like he's worried for his nephew's safety. The one he shot at. The nephew that he shot at. He's worried for his safety. He's getting threats. Ooh. From you, Daryl? Is you sending your nephew threats, Daryl? Is that what you saying? If anybody was sending them threats, why do I feel like it's Daryl? Why do I feel like Daryl is sending his family threats? That shit's crazy, bro. He is a menace to fucking society. He don't even blink, for God's sakes. He's a fucking psychopath. Like, he is. He just is. I don't know what else to tell you.
Cling to that because of the difficulty in coming to grips with a loved one doing such heinous things. But for Mr. Brooks, it's nothing more than indifference, deflection, and outright denial of what he did and the impact that he has caused as a result of his heinous actions. I searched for a mitigating factor in this case.
Did you find one?
I waited patiently for an apology, a true apology.
Ooh, damn. Daryl, you done fucked up.
I didn't get it. And not for my benefit, but for the victims.
Daryl, you didn't give not one apology after all that? All them people, not even for Jackson, you piece of shit. Nothing. You don't feel nothing. Talk about you watched your kids come out and cut umbilical cords. Bitch! I hope you find some scissors and run with them, okay? Like, somebody get this man some scissors and a treadmill. Give this man a treadmill, some scissors. Make sure the treadmill don't got no handlebars or nothing. It don't got no rest arm things. And put it on maximum fucking speed with no way to get off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Daryl need. He need to be running around with some scissors. That's what he needs. Okay? Get on my nerves so bad, Daryl. You're the worst around. And everything is gonna keep you down.
The law allows me to look at things such as Mr. Brooks's prior criminal history, including the history of criminal offenses and pending charges, the history of undesirable behavior patterns, which can include dismissed, uncharged, or unproven offenses or facts, even including expunged offenses not really relevant here, acts resulting in probation revocation. Of course, those are part of his criminal history, nothing specific to these charges. I can look at his personality, character, and social traits.
Character.
The vicious or
Where's character
aggravated
at?
nature of the crimes.
Is it a cartoon
The
character?
degree of his culpability. His demeanor at trial and truthfulness. His age, his educational background and employment record. His remorse, repentance, and cooperativeness. His need for close rehabilitative control, the rights of the public, the recommendations of the interested parties, including victims and family members of homicide victims.
Girl, you ain't getting out, honey. You in
I
for
can
good.
consider
Y'all hit the like button for mama. The like button for mama, please. Okay. I got 15 minutes left for my, wait, is that right? I got, 15 minutes left in my super chat goal. And I got 3 out of 20. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, got 15 minutes left. We'll see. We sprinkle.
statements made by his own family.
Robert.
I can certainly consider the length of pretrial detention, which I'd note, though, when facing 6 life sentences, is really a fraction of the time available to this court. The loss of life in this case is certainly one of the aggravating factors here today. The number of people injured, also an aggravating factor.
A shit ton of injured people, Dorow.
Reach into the community. Certainly palpable because this was a Christmas parade. I think it was a comment earlier, either today or yesterday, that this was not like one act where Mr. Brooks drove into a crowd of people. This was sustained driving from block to block to block to block, picking off people that were unsuspecting. 68, 69 times. Driving over people as if they were nothing more than speed bumps. What's also aggravated is his conduct after he drove through the parade. Crashing his vehicle in an attempt
Angela
to flee.
Cats or dogs, hey boo.
Pretty evident based upon the evidence and testimony from trial that Mr.
That's
Brooks
right,
had no
red
idea
emojis.
there were these.
Yeah, let me get some red emojis in the chat. Great idea, Angela. Angela Red. That's right. I'm supposed to start calling you Red because she always know to come in with the red emojis. Yes, honey. Let's make that a thing. Whenever Angela come in with her red emojis, without even me saying it, I want y'all to be like, "Oh, red emoji time." Take it as a sign, and then that just be a thing. You know what I'm saying? Let that be a thing. Yes, honey. Yes. Emily. Hey, boo. What's up? Thank you for the red emojis.
Logs in that backyard that could damage his vehicle.
Yes.
He was attempting to flee when he ran over them, and it ultimately disabled that vehicle.
Coach Dog.
And he was
thank you,
forced to
boo.
abandon it.
New York.
He ditched it,
Thank you.
leaving personal identification information in it and his phone in a clear attempt to get out of there in a hurry.
Clear attempt, honey.
And then we have that series
He tried
of
it.
videos that we saw at trial of him going through backyards, coming in contact with people, asking to use phones,
Losing
ultimately
his
ending
shoe.
up at Mr. Ryder's home, who graciously took him in.
No, you gotta point out the thing where he jumped over the fence, lost his one shoe, then climbed in a playhouse and decided to leave the other shoe because one shoe just wasn't gonna cut it. And so then he's walking around bare with some socks on, some raggedy, dirty, filthy socks. And they were white socks too, which is even worse. Walking around with white socks and no sweater because he took his hoodie off too, like a dumbass. His gray hoodie, he decided to take that off and walk around with a red fucking shirt instead that he had underneath. Yeah, way to be inconspicuous, Daryl. You walking around with a red shirt and no fucking shoes in the freezing cold. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna suspect nothing. Of course not. Why would they? You know what I'm saying?
Never once, Mr. Brooks showing any signs
Yeah, nah.
of distress, of any emotion
Yeah.
of what he had just done.
Motion. What's that?
Cool, calm, collected. Certainly not a sign of someone who had any remorse for what he had just done. Someone who's involved in an accident, even a tragic accident, one where they flee the scene and are later caught, oftentimes show incredible remorse, tears. Not tears for themselves, but tears for what they've caused. A recognition of the loss of life, for example, from their conduct. Nothing. An individual who simply wanted to flee. That is the epitome of consciousness of guilt evidence. Fleeing, changing your appearance, taking off the sweatshirt, not even caring that your shoes are off your feet because you're so intent on fleeing the area. Putting your hair up from it being down. No doubt, this is by far and away one of the most aggravated cases I've ever presided over. The sheer magnitude of the loss,
The magnitude.
the number of victims, the types of crimes for which the jury has convicted him. 6 counts of intentional homicide, 61 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety, 6 counts of hit and run, 2 counts of felony bail jumping, 1 count of misdemeanor battery. What's further aggravated is the fact that he was out on bond. He should have had no contact with Erica Patterson.
None.
But the rules mean nothing to Mr. Brooks. Nothing. He didn't care. This was someone who on two prior occasions charged with, frankly, causing mayhem. One, a reckless endangering safety for discharging a firearm. The other for battering and then running over Erica Patterson's foot. This court does get to consider the other act's evidence that the state sought to introduce at trial.
Oh, damn, what
That
you
other
about to
act's
scratch?
evidence includes
like he about
that
to
on
scratch
November
something.
2 of 2021, Milwaukee police took a complaint from Erica Patterson that Mr. Brooks had run over her with his vehicle and tried to kill her. She had
Talking
tire
about
marks
Erica.
on her right pant leg. She could not move her leg and had blood coming from her mouth. On that date, Mr. Brooks was driving the same vehicle
Mm.
that he drove through the parade. Erica Patterson was conveyed to Frederick Memorial Hospital. Her injuries received medical attention. She even had that boot on her leg on November 21 of 2021. She described Mr. Brooks to police as yelling at her, using profanity, as she tried walking past him when she was at a gas station. I think initially before that, at another location, but ultimately where he allegedly ran over her was at a gas station and caused the injury to her leg. Struck her in the
Yeah, I'm ready.
face once with a closed fist, causing pain and bleeding without her consent.
With a closed fist.
And then it was after she walked away that he followed her. When police had contact,
That shit is crazy, bro. I think if in my mind, the way I see it, feel like if a guy ever punched me in my face, like me, like as an adult, if a man ever punched me, like closed fists would punch me in my face, and he was somebody who like I had to be around, like like if it's just some stranger walking by and he's like a crazy person, so he just hitting people, that's something. But if it's somebody that I know and that I'm gonna see again after this, or that like lives in my house or something like that, he catching a frying pan. Like he gonna catch a frying pan. That's the only way that I'm gonna be able to be anywhere near this person after that. He gonna have to catch a worse blow than what I got. That's it. Fuck that even Steven bitch. Okay? I'm gonna need for your shit to be crooked when I get done. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need for you to remember this. It's gonna solidify. Make sure that you don't ever try no shit like that ever again. Okay? You when you think about how your forehead's in the wrong spot now, you gonna rethink your thoughts, okay? When you be like, oh shit, wait, I forgot. My forehead's on my chin now. Let me keep my hands to myself. Okay? Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't know how Erica's doing. Ain't no telling, honey. Who's going to sleep, Marilyn? What you talking about?
with him, he denied driving his mother's vehicle. When police had contact with him at his house, he ignored their commands because he was found in the vehicle, claiming that he was having an anxiety attack upon the sight of the squad car and needed to get into the home to get his inhaler.
Hey, Daryl, how you doing? That hairline is special, honey.
When I say the rules don't
Look at there. Look at this part of what the main part, that thing. But look at this. This is interesting right here. It's like this, how this is a straight line that goes straight down. Like, it's like bam, like that. That don't seem right, right? Like that. Like imagine your hairline it was just like it's like a straight line. There ain't no nothing. Just a bam. With a peninsula in the front. Oh, I know that's right. They're gonna be eating different after that. They're gonna be eating to the back of their fucking neck. They're gonna have to eat with their thoughts and hopes and dreams, bitch. You're gonna have to just think of food to get full, because you ain't gonna be able to eat it. Your shit gonna be fucked up. You're gonna have something in the back of you, and that's you got to shove a sandwich in there. Like, that's how you gonna eat. You got to shove a sandwich in a sack on your back. That's how you gonna eat after that. I got a rageful spirit in me, honey. I feel like I have something in me that makes me think that I'm supposed to like a messenger. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I got a messenger inside of me. I ain't never had to deliver a message yet, but I feel like I've always felt like that was the type of thing that would cause it. Then I'll be like, okay, somebody needs to hear a lesson. Let me deliver this message real quick. You don't understand how something works, so I've been sent here to show you how this works. After this message I deliver, you will see things differently. You're going to shit differently and eat differently too, coincidentally. You're going to think upside down after this. I'll be like, you're going to be thinking upside down. Okay? Upside down. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mm-mm. Ain't no way in the world. You know, I would see like movies and stuff, and people be like, the husband or something would be like, wow. And then they still be talking. They'll be like, swah. Now sit down, and that's what da 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 da. I'd be like, wow, that's amazing. Oh, you hit me and you talking. I mean, honestly, the move would have been hit me and run. Okay, that's what you. But since you want to hit me and stand here and talk, hey, you making the choices around here. Who am I to stop you? I mean, at this point, you're in mortal danger because you did just hit me. So, I mean, it actually is self-defense straight up at this point. Like, I got a whole red face over here. I could obliterate you. Like, oh my God, that shit is crazy. But they'd be like, oh, I could never. I'm sorry. I could never. This piece of shit. And he would always chase after people who were smaller than him, though. That's why he liked to get the little girls off the playground. He's the only people he could find that were littler than him. Little girls on playgrounds. Ain't that some shit? He's like, he had to go out and actively seek someone who's smaller than him. I'm like, hell no. I think the Lord knows I ain't built for that, because ain't nobody ever tried to test me like that. Like, I ain't never been in no, like, relationship and somebody tried to do no shit like that. Like, I just look at people funny. I mean, like, you look like you want to do something. Are you feeling froggy, is he? Is that what you feeling? You'll be in there fighting for your life in a minute. I live in that. I wish I would, okay? I wish I would.
Don't matter to Mr. Brooks, and court orders mean nothing.
Mm-hmm. You don't give a
Mr. Brooks was in custody, and there are jail phone calls where he's berating Erica Patterson, encouraging her to recant, blaming her for what had happened, saying things on that phone call like, you trying to make it seem like everything is always everyone else's fault but yours. Like you don't never do anything to cause shit. And the whole cause of this shit was something that you fucking did. He ended the call by telling Erica Patterson, you did this shit and you couldn't even keep your mouth shut after numerous people told you that shit. This ain't the place for you to be doing this shit. And you still ran your mouth. And I'm the one sitting in here facing all this time.
Daryl, this is embarrassing. Her reading this transcript is just embarrassing, honey. It's I'm embarrassed for you, Daryl. That's how you write. That's how you talk. And the whole reason for this shit is all because of something that you had did. What did she do? What did she do? Well, what exactly is it that she did, Dorow? Look at that. It's something that you behind something that you did. What did she do? What exactly did she do, Dorow? She didn't give you no money? She won't give you no money? Oh my God.
Repeatedly calls her a bitch.
That shit is hilarious.
During a phone call on November 11th, Darrell Brooks is overheard or captured saying, "Why in the hell would I just try to mow her down knowing I could kill her like that? Like, okay, I probably got a few screws loose, but I ain't hardly no goddamn fool." He's complaining that she won't help post his bail. "You didn't put a cent on my bail. Why should someone else have to pay for some shit you caused?"
Wow.
The end, apparently, of that conversation, or at least moments later, he says to her, "Nah, I didn't try to do anything, because if I tried to do something, you wouldn't be on the phone now. That's what you're not realizing. If I really tried to do something, you wouldn't be on the phone now."
Yeah, saying if I wanted
That is the
to
rage
do something
and
to
the
you,
anger
you'd be dead. That's it.
that Mr. Brooks had on November 21 of 2021 when he tracked down Erica Patterson, confronted her. This wasn't about him getting money from her, like he lied to Detective Carpenter about.
Lying ass. Because she ain't had no fucking money
This was-
and he knew it. She ain't had no money no more than he had money. Why the fuck would she have money? She damn sure didn't have his money because he didn't have no money. So that was a lie. Just even saying there was no money. And he knew that.
Was to confront her. He clearly hit her. We know that.
Ain't that something?
This is the type of man that
well,
drove through
Munchkin,
the
more
Christmas
like.
parade.
He's more of a munchkin, Jennifer. Jennifer, he's more of a munchkin. Yeah, than he is a man.
Enraged because, frankly, it's entirely possible that Corey Runkle and Nicholas Kirby saved the life of Erica Patterson.
And I've been saying that since day one. They absolutely did. They absolutely fucking did. Whether accidentally, on purpose, or in a rageful moment, he was going to kill her that day. He was going to kill her that day. He absolutely was.
It's clear Mr. Brooks was hell-bent to cause harm to her, but she was able to get free, run back to her friends. Who knows what would have happened but for their intervention. If you think back to the testimony of Nicholas Kirby, he felt bad for threatening Mr. Brooks, like somehow this was his fault. He was just trying to be there for his friend, someone he recently met. So, Mr. Brooks, that other act's evidence is a very clear indication of your poor moral character. It demonstrates unequivocally
really
that
just
you have
standing here holding his
absolutely no
paper.
remorse for anything that you do. You have no empathy for anyone, and that you are justified in the actions that you take. In addition to that conduct, as part of your character, this court is able to look at and consider your prior record. And I'm well aware, sir, that you're raising an objection sign, but you have forfeited your right to be here, and I will not stop, and you will not be brought into this courtroom. I will continue.
Oh, Daryl.
This is his prior record. Going back to...
Daryl, you suck.
2000. Spanning...
I just noticed I hadn't been paying attention. But we did not meet our goal today. We did not even get close. But you know what? We made it yesterday. So mama ain't gonna fucking complain. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah, Sonny. I know. She need to say, Daryl, you a punk ass bitch. Okay, you was never gonna be shit. Your mother knew it. She know it to this day. To this day. She didn't even bother to show up in here. And then she did a call in, okay, with a ghost bunk bed behind her. And all she didn't even mention you. I don't even know if she knew you was in here, Daryl. She didn't mention you not a once. She thought she was calling to submit what her favorite poem was to some kind of hotline or something. Like she called over here talking about Maya Angelou. Okay. Nobody cares about you, Daryl. Nobody cares.
What? Nevada, Georgia, at least police contact in Georgia. We have an unknown disposition in Wisconsin.
Upside down.
Substantial battery in 2000, party to a crime. Put on probation. Ultimately, that was revoked. He went to prison. 2002, felony possession of THC, jail time. 2003, resisting obstructing, jail time. 2005, a disorderly conduct ticket, but he failed to pay the forfeiture and ended up serving an alternative to incarceration. Sorry, he ended up serving for failing to pay 30 days jail. 2009, obstructing, 2 days jail, meaning he lied to police. 2010, strangulation. Battery was dismissed and read in, put on probation, ultimately revoked, serving 11 months jail. 2012, misdemeanor bail jumping, possession of THC, with a number of other charges being dismissed and read in, 180 days jail concurrent. Also in 2012, a misdemeanor resisting or obstructing. So either he lied or he fled from police or did something to make their job more difficult. 37 days jail consecutive. In Nevada in 2006, domestic battery, a suspended sentence. Obstructing after being found guilty at trial, for which he served jail time. 2007, statutory sexual seduction as a felony. This is for impregnating Erica Patterson when she was a minor. 2016, charged with not being in compliance with the sex offender registry requirements, for which there is an outstanding warrant. In Georgia, a 2021 arrest for battery, domestic violence, presumably with Erica Patterson, based upon where she came from at that time. But I won't I say presumably, but frankly doesn't matter who it was with. We also know that there's the 2003 paternity case out of Waukesha County. Why is that relevant? Because 8 times during that case, a warrant has been issued for contempt of court, meaning for failure to pay his financial obligations to a child or children. The pending cases for which one pending case, I should say, he was, I don't believe, charged with bail jumping for that one. The 20 CF 2550, 2 counts of recklessly using a weapon, felon in possession of a firearm, released ultimately in March of 2021. He's accused in that case of firing a shot. There were two occupants in a vehicle. One was his nephew, and when he was picked up by police, a loaded Beretta, 9mm, which had previously been reported as stolen, was found in his possession. I already talked about the other acts evidence, that is the for which he was charged with felony bail jumping, the second-degree recklessly endangering safety for allegedly running over Erica Patterson, the battery,
His
VV,
arm got to be tired.
DCVV, and a resisting obstructing.
His arm got to be tired. He's just waving this paper. Look at this. Like, it's giving the scarecrow. It's giving the scarecrow. Okay? He just stayed there, waving his thing around. Look at with Dawn on his arm. He took Dawn right into prison with him, didn't he? If only it wasn't a metaphor. She definitely could get in there too. Emily. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's see. Dorow obstructing? Nah, bro. I object to that. He has never lied about nothing. He ain't never did nothing to nobody. He's a very innocent soul. He's a good man. He's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man, Savannah. What's that from? See if anybody in here know that. He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. Y'all let me know. What's that from? Come on. I know somebody gonna get it. He's a good man, Savannah. Good man.
And then the second would be those he was charged with intimidation of a victim, felony bail jumping for conduct on November 8th. So November 2nd, November 8th.
See who get it first? Who get it first?
This is clearly someone with a demonstrated violent history and past.
Oh, good man.
Someone who has...
He was terrible. He was awful. Okay. He was not a good man. He was a terrible man, actually. He's a good man.
Absolutely no regard.
That was Whitney Houston's
for
character.
anyone
Everybody
but
don't know
himself.
Waiting to Exhale.
To say that he is a lifelong criminal, I think is accurate. He disobeys law enforcement. He disrespects court.
Yeah, waiting to exhale. The character was Whitney Houston's character. His name was Savannah, and she had this boyfriend who was married, and he was riding the whole ship of we just it's for the kid or whatever, trying to get out, but she gets like stuff's going on or whatever. It's always something happens, and then suddenly she's pregnant. His wife is pregnant again, and then they never gonna leave. But her mother, for some reason, thinks that, because I guess they used to date before he was married before, and so the mom is just like, he's a good man. The mom wants her to just sit around and wait on him, and she's like, he's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man. That's what she fixed her mouth. Good man. Shit's hilarious, bro. It's hilarious.
Orders, and he certainly demonstrated that he has no respect for these proceedings. Multiple acts of violence, violent, dangerous behavior that predated the attack on the Waukesha Christmas parade. His character, or lack thereof, is also demonstrated by his complete and utter denial of culpability in this case.
Mm-hmm.
His blaming of his mental health or alleged mental health. There's no evidence that he was suffering from a manic episode. I went through all of that earlier today, going through the 4 reports related to the special plea. None of those doctors found support for his special plea. Mr. Brooks talked about at times this being the will of God or that all things happen for a reason. I'm here to tell you, Mr. Brooks, you are not an instrumentality of God. Death may be inevitable to all of us, but you cut the lives of 6 individuals short. You alone, Mr. Brooks, cut the lives of these 6 innocent people short. I talked earlier about how I believe he's intelligent, deliberate, and purposeful in what he does.
I beg to differ.
I've considered that you have treatment needs.
I do not agree with that, Your Honor.
Perhaps there are
smelling the
intersecting
stupid in the
mental
room.
health issues as it relates to your personality disorder. But those issues can best be addressed in a confined setting where the Department of Corrections will be charged statutorily to evaluate you and to provide any medical or mental health treatment that you need. This is a case that falls squarely on the need to protect.
Oh my God, of course I seen the chicken fight on it's not that wasn't The Simpsons though. That's Family Guy. The chicken fight thing is Family Guy. It's Peter. Peter gets into a fight with a chicken and they just be all over the place. They be on top of an airplane. They'll be like fighting all down the thing and like, yeah, that's Peter Griffin. That's not The Simpsons. That's Family Guy. Am I right? Am I right, Robert? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the chicken fight. It's gonna be fine. People can see
The community. I referenced this earlier. There's really 3 primary reasons for the sentences I will impose here today. One is punishment, one is to protect the community, and the other is to provide justice and closure to the victims. Because under that category of need to protect, the court does get to consider the impact of these crimes on the victims.
Yeah,
I went through at length
They be fighting like crazy.
in reviewing all of those victim impact statements. I certainly didn't go through
It
every
always
single
starts over
one, just
nothing.
highlighting some of them, but doing so with purpose. Because it is very clear to this court that Mr. Brooks has caused carnage, mayhem. It has resulted in many people suffering from PTSD, from mental and emotional trauma that will take a lifetime to recover from, and for some, perhaps, if at all. You have taken away from these individuals future memories. They will never have birthdays with the 6 individuals who were killed. There will be no weddings. There will be no graduations. There will be none of the milestones that these families were looking forward to, whether it be for an innocent 8-year-old or an innocent 79-year-old. Frankly, Mr. Brooks, no one is safe from you. This community can
Not even
only
yourself,
be
Daryl.
safe if you are behind bars.
Even your whole hairline is in danger because of you, Daryl. Everything about you is in danger. Your bony ass arms, they're in mortal danger. You ain't shit, Daryl. You ain't shit, okay? You ain't shit, Daryl. You ain't shit. Ooh, 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 ooh. You ain't shit, Daryl. You ain't shit. Ooh, 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 ooh.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, forevers and evers and eternities in the next life too.
The actions of Darrell Brooks demand punishment.
Yes.
The community is not safe from your violent and criminal conduct.
Pull switch, make Daryl go zzz. Gotta pull the switch and then it make Daryl dance. You wanna dance? Zzz. I'ma make you dance. Okay.
Unless you are in custody. You left a path of destruction, chaos, death, injury, confusion, and panic as you drove 7 or so blocks through the Christmas parade, never once stopping or seemingly caring about the wake of carnage that you left. 4 of those blocks were turned into a scene that frankly is no different than a war zone. On counts 1 through 6, this court is imposing a life sentence without the possibility or eligibility for extended supervision consecutive to one another. 1 life sentence for Virginia Sorensen. 1 life sentence for Leanna Owen.
That's crazy. Cause you know, Daryl. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Daryl. They usually specifically they'll be like, nobody applause, nobody yell anything while I'm reading the stuff or whatever. She letting them do a standing ovation after everyone. She's like, 1,000 years for this charge. Audience. Go ahead. Okay. You good? You got a good clapping in? You're good? You're happy? Okay. Here's the next one. Forever's eternity. Go ahead. Clap some more. They clapping so much. It sound like probably what your nights be sounding like with Bubba. Clapping. The cheeks, of course. Of course, there I'm talking. I'm referring to your cheeks when I mentioned the clapping. I am in fact referring to your cheeks, okay, and not the ones on your face. Ooh.
1 life sentence for Tamara Durand. 1 life sentence for Jane Kulik. 1 life sentence for Bill Hospel.
He need to get 2 life. He need to get 5 life sentences for Jackson. He didn't even get a chance to do shit. He didn't get to do nothing. He missed. He should get like a life sentence for every milestone that Jackson missed out on. Damn. He didn't get to do shit. Daryl, you ain't shit, Daryl. Daryl, you hear me when I tell you ain't shit, because you ain't shit.
And 1 life sentence for Jackson Sparks.
You need 10 for that one. You need 10 for that one alone.
I've considered the enhancer and the additional 5 years that I could impose.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I don't need to really order that because I've not made him eligible for extended supervision, and it would only be to increase his time on initial confinement. But make no mistake, Mr. Brooks, you use that vehicle as a battering ram, no different than, frankly, a firearm. On counts 7 through 67, these are 61 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. These charges alone and these convictions without the enhancer carry a maximum of 12 and a half years. Because of the enhancer, a total of 17 and a half years. And under Wisconsin law, the 5 years is added to the initial term of confinement. So what could be 7 and a half years is a maximum of 12 and a half years. And I'd ask that everyone no longer show any reaction to the sentence so I can get through this. On counts 7 through 67, on each count, I will impose a total sentence of 17 and a half years. 12 and a half years of initial confinement, plus 5 years of extended supervision, consecutive to any other sentence that I've imposed here today. That is 762 and a half years of initial confinement and 305 years of extended supervision on top of the life sentences that I've imposed. That is 17 and a half years, sir, for Nicole White. 17 and a half years.
Jesus, yep, he got 1,000 years. And I will walk 1,000 more. Oh, wait, that was 500, wasn't it? And I will walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to. Y'all remember that? I feel like the guy who sung his name was Red something or something like that. But I could be wrong about who it was. But yeah. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles. That's so funny.
For Eleanor Anders, 17 and a half years.
Y'all don't remember
for
that?
Sasha
Am I
Catalan
alone in
Castillo. 17 and a half years for Maura Gilchrist. 17 and a half years for Justin Gullickson. 17 and a half years for Harry Guilfoyle.
She's going to have to read 67 names.
$29 to EM confinement, 10 years of extended supervision, concurrent to count 6. On count 74 and 75, the 2 felony counts of bail jumping, the court is ordering a 6-year sentence total on each count, 3 years of initial confinement, 3 years of extended supervision, consecutive to all other counts but concurrent with one another. And lastly, but certainly not least, the maximum sentence for the battery to Erica Patterson, 9 months consecutive to any other sentence. To order anything other than what I have done, sir, would be to unduly depreciate the seriousness of these offenses. It is needed, although largely symbolic, given the number of years that I have imposed here today, because frankly, you deserve it. I know it's symbolic, but it needs to hold you accountable in a very real and tangible way. For all of these sentences that I have imposed, I will.
Oh no, they were called the Proclaimers. Apparently, there they are. It was a set of twins. And I would walk 500 miles. There it is. But I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Da 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 da. Da da da. Dum da da dum da da dum da da dum da da dum da da. That was it. They must have been from like England.
Order the following conditions: no contact with the victims as identified in the amended victim key or their families, no contact of any
Scottish.
kind
They were
with Erica
Scottish.
Patterson. You are to pay restitution in the amount of $47,193.29 to EMC Insurance Company, that's on behalf of the Waukesha School District, and $124,000, $220.65 to the Crime Victim Compensation Program. I am ordering DNA surcharges on all counts. On counts 1 through 75, it's $250. On count 76, it's $200. Those are mandatory under the law. I'm also imposing the domestic abuse surcharge on count 76 of $100. I'm also imposing all standard court costs on all counts, although my primary emphasis is that restitution be paid before costs, surcharges, and fees. I will order that restitution, costs, and fees be paid out of prison money. In other words, that all financial obligations shall be collected pursuant to statutory provisions as requested by the state. That's frankly a standard, it's customary, but it will be in the judgment of conviction. And then pursuant to 949.165, I'll find that it is appropriate for this court to order an escrow account under 949.165 for payment of restitution, costs, fees, surcharges, and even for costs associated with prior.
Actually, kind of, it was not funny, but well, I know it is kind of funny. Like so you know how he never paid child support. You know how Darrell never paid child support, like ever. But now that he's in jail, he has like they're just gonna set it up automatically so where it'll come out of his pay, his jail pay, from his jail job. So he'll have to work a jail job. And they're just going to take it straight from his money. Listen, he's got to set up like an escrow or whatever. Well, not he doesn't do, but the jail, whatever, does. So that the money would just automatically come out and go into this account to pay his restitution. So now Darrell will finally have to pay for something that he did. Oh, Darrell, you gonna be in there basically paying like you paying child support. Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Legal representation or future representation under the statute. Mr. Brooks has been convicted of a number of serious crimes for which this section is appropriate.
Just give up, Darrell. Just let go of the hope that
I
you
will
think
order
you
360 days credit as to count 1 and count 68. Only all other counts, 0 days credit because of the consecutive nature of the sentences that I've imposed here today. I calculated that with my sentence calculator. Of course, that is through yesterday because these sentences commence today. There are a number of advisements I must go through. First of all, Mr. Brooks will be provided with a written explanation of determinate life sentence regarding the first-degree intentional homicide charges. Of course, he's not eligible for release to extended supervision. That form defines extended confinement for him, and
Darrell's
there's
more like a laundry guy.
other language on
him as
here
a
that he can
laundry
read
guy.
at his convenience. He also will be provided with the notice of right to seek post-conviction relief form. The court will fill out the caption for him. He is instructed to review it and review the defendant's acknowledgement, make the appropriate selection, sign and date it, and return that to the court. I must advise you, sir, you have been convicted of a felony. That means you may not vote in any election until your civil rights are restored. You may not possess a firearm. You may not possess body armor. Both of those are punishable as felonies.
Yeah, if Darrell ever gets a chance to have anything like that, it's going to be in the nether realms because he ain't coming out of there.
You also have 20 days from today's date to appeal the decision of this court. Does the state believe I've overlooked anything here today?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
I can't believe he went
All
through
right,
all
those
of that
documents
and
will be
then
provided to
didn't do his
Mr.
homework,
Brooks.
so he
I
couldn't
will
do
note
his
for the
appeal.
record, at many times during my final sentencing remarks, he was holding up an objection sign. That objection is noted for the record. This now concludes this hearing and this case. We are now off the record.
Do you want to do the motion stay pending appeal, or we could do it another
I want
day?
to wait till I sign the judgment of conviction. I'm not making any determinations regarding where he is to be held. That certainly is within once the judgment of conviction is signed, I'll
Daryl, she said, you done. She said, I'm done. Fuck all this. I'm done. I read all the things. I did all the stuff. He done got his sentencing time. I done read all the everythings. I don't give a fuck. He done. He done. Put him in the oven. Push the button. He done. Hell no. Hey, Daryl. And just like that, it's over for you. And now with you not having no appeal because you refuse to do a lick of homework, you don't have no more hope, Daryl. Daryl, where's your hope at? You forgot your hope. Get your hope back. Let's see. Hold on. Let's watch Daryl be taken away to his new home, his forever home.
We are now off the record.
Do you want to do the motion stay pending appeal, or we could do it another
I want
day?
to wait till I sign the judgment of conviction.
They about to snatch Daryl up.
I'm
by
not
his
making any
hooves.
determinations regarding where he is to be held. That's
They're gonna snatch Daryl up by his pantaloons.
certainly is within the, once the judgment of conviction is signed, I'll address the motion for stay pending appeal. But my understanding is he needs to be transported to Milwaukee, and I will not stand in the way of that.
Hell
All right,
no.
I'll schedule that
Take
once
his
the
ass
judgment of
on.
conviction is signed.
Understood.
We are in
Thank you.
recess.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Daryl. Uh-oh. Oh no. They're closing in. They're closing in. You don't need none of this no more. You don't need this stuff. You can't have acting like he needs this stuff. Why is he just standing there like holding on to this paper? You got it, Daryl? You got it? Is your bracelets too tight? Daryl, you okay? Daryl, you alright? I'm asking for a friend. I don't actually give a fuck. I was just asking for a friend, though. Look at it. Look at Daryl. Daryl, it's okay. Don't be like that. Chippy gonna talk to you for a second. She's just gonna give you some inspirational words. Let Chippy come and comfort you. Daryl. Hey, Daryl. How you doing? So, I know you tried your best and you were terrible. You did a terrible job. Let's not lie to ourselves. Daryl. You did a terrible job, and I mean, anybody could have did better. Anybody, that kid that you got that you couldn't pick out in a lineup, that's maybe like 8 or 9 or whatever. I think she could have did a better job than you. I'm just saying. Don't look sad just because you're handcuffed pretty securely. It's almost like they knew how this was going to end or something, because why did they it's almost like they knew. It's terrible. Oh, it's okay, Daryl. It's okay for everybody but you. It's okay. Okay. Well, you and your victims, it's okay. Everybody else, it's fine. It's fine. Ooh. Oh. All right, y'all. Oh, I'm about to hop off here. Mama gotta go to work tomorrow. Mama gotta go to work tomorrow. Ooh, he has zero regard for anything. I know, at all. Anything at all. Just even his own stuff. Even that. It's just the fucking worst, bro. All right, y'all. Mama sleepy. Ooh. Later, Gators. To everybody who dropped a little something, a little sprinkle on Mama's head tonight. Mama appreciate you, my new members. Thank you. If you got a gifted membership, consider keeping it once the time lapses. Maybe, just agreeing to keep it on your own after that. Just something to consider. You know what I'm saying? Just something to consider. All right. Ooh. Later, Gators. I will walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles. Soon I'll find that